Hello, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, made some really good trades, and you know, hope you continue to make good trades because it's all about making money. But in all seriousness, let's get into it here. So, pretty nice day in the market overall. The SPY actually was up 44 basis points. The Qs were up 92 basis points, and Dow Jones was down 19 basis points, and the IWM actually had a nice recovery, all things considered. Here, we dropped down about 1.5, 1.3% at one point, I believe, and it recovered the entire move, 1.5 or something like that, and it recovered, right? So now, what's coming next, right? Tomorrow's CPI. What are the charts saying? I'm starting to see a lot of analysis regarding this, like a bear flag forming on the SPY, right, on the smaller time frames at least, right? You're starting to see big move down, bear flag, and then we're going to get a matching extension towards the downside. Again, I'm open to that idea, and I think if we do end up playing like that, we are going to go lower and we're going to take out this pivot. Now, is it a possibility that we extend lower and the wave 2 extends before we have a final low? It's possible, but right now you could mark the wave 2 as finished. You're already getting some bullish signs emerging here. You saw the SPY rally up. You're starting to see the market cipher indicator here showing you signs that we are trying to bottom in the smaller time frames, like the 4 hour printed a nice little green dot here. We are bouncing up, and then the S&P 500, on the S&P 500 futures on the daily time frame, you are curling in here, potentially trying to form in a low and possible green dot for tomorrow if we do end up rallying. The 12 hour has already marked the low in with a nice little green dot. Green money flow starting to curl back up here. The 4 hour time frame, however, is in red money flow. So we could be still chopping about here before we see more downside, or before we see more before we see more upside or more downside. Full disclosure, I did enter a long today at the lows of the day, right? I kind of saw this dip come in on the smaller time frame, saw smart money piling in, and then boom, beautiful reversal out. 96 basis points later, you could see that this was the low, and smart money bought the dip. Now, is it gonna be a low to hold? We'll have to see, right? If it comes back down, then I'll see it stopped out at break even. If we start to moon higher, then that's great, right? You can take a look at the 4 hour cycle. Is already trying to break back up towards the upside here. I think the 45-minute came to an end as well. So you could see when these things start to happen, you see the 45-minute cycle break above towards the upside, retest the support, and continue higher. Then the move down has most likely ended. So I don't want to get too bullish or get too bearish, but I just want people to know what's going on. All right. So same thing applies to the triple Qs. However, I think the triple Qs, if you do get a rally, it may be muted and you may see more downside. If anything, I think tech is just out of favor, and that's just my personal opinion. I think triple Qs here impulse down in a wave 3. We should see a wave 4 and possibly one more low again after this. All right, let me continue on. Let me take a look at some individual names here. So we'll start off with Apple. This one's been kind of struggling lately. It got rejected from the sell area. Again, I'm still in my short position. Am I going to take profit on it? Again, the CPI is going to dictate that tomorrow. If we start to moon like crazy and all stocks are rallying, all sectors are moving up, yeah, I'll probably take my profits on Apple, and I'm well positioned on Apple. Like, the Apple needs to pump about 5% to stop me out of break even. So I can take marginal profits if I even do start to see it moving. Tesla should see more upside. I think we need to go back up to 249, 264. Meta is kind of chopping about here. Meta should actually see more downside, all the way back down to 420. NVDA should start to see more downside, but may need a counter trend rally first. So that's why we are already starting to see NVIDIA starting to turn. Nice little rounding bottom. And then we'll take a look at market cipher on NVIDIA. You can see the 4 hour time frame printed a nice little green dot here on the 4 hour cycle. Daily time frame also trying to curl in. Just take note, NVIDIA is bled into red money flow, and that's not bullish, right? That's money leaving the asset class. and that's not good. That's not good. That's not something you want to see, but it doesn't mean you can't get counter trend rallies. So I expect a rally back up in NVIDIA, possibly the entire semi space as well. The semis kind of got beaten up in this recent drop. I already took profits on my short, and now you're starting to see it trying to bottom out as well. But it doesn't mean that we can't go lower later on. So I expect something like this to happen to NVIDIA, probably a nice little rally, and then it should fail, and then a big drop later. So again, this could take weeks, right, to happen. Maybe it leads into October. Like this B could extend for a while, right? If we start to do something like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, we just grind up, then it's gonna take some time before it's all said and done. Okay, let me take a look at a few other things here. I'll take a look at SMCI. We haven't done this one in a while, but SMCI played out beautifully. Looks like it should see more downside as well, but you're going to get a counter trend rally. But ultimately, the target is down into this area here. We are very close to it. It's down at 331, as low as as low as 114. So it's a big area, but again, we'll use the indicators to try and pinpoint the low. And I remember telling people when we're at 1,000, right, or sorry, a 900, 800 area, that if we start to break this pivot here, we are probably going to bleed all the way back down and come down to this level at 335. And at these levels, I'm a lunatic, and it's dreams, but now it's reality, right? So it's funny how markets work. I did not take the short position, obviously, but I did take other short positions like AMD and stuff like that. AMD, beautiful short here, and a beautiful short here. So AMD played off beautifully. Took my profits on my short as well. Now we're going to see this rally back up. I would like to participate in some longs, but not in the semis. I'm going to be looking. I'm actually already long the SPY with the SPYU ETF, which is a 4 times leverage ETF. This one we pinpointed the low today at 38 and 5 cents. I believe that's what I called out, 38 and 5 cents. And the low of the day was $38 flat. So pretty close to the low. Again, not perfect, but there's always margin for error, right? Anyways, let's move on. Let's take a look at gold and silver. So gold is trying to move up here. So is silver. Again, I think tomorrow we get a pop here in the DXY, possibly into this area, and then we reject, and then we come all the way back down and start to make our way down to 98.50 on the DXY, and that's going to be my level to look for a bottom on the DXY. If we can get a bottom around this level, then I'm going to be very cautious, and I expect the yields to do something similar. The yields are again melting down here. Not too surprising. This is something we've anticipated inside the Discord. We have been long the bonds since April, and it's been paying off greatly because the yields are going down, right? We've seen this coming from a mile away. When everyone is saying yields are going to get ready, you better get ready, yields are going to explode higher, no, not at all. The trend is wrong. Elliott wave maps out the path in advance. It's not 100%, but once you get the trend correctly, it's smooth sailing usually from there on forth. So when you take a look at TLT, right, you take a look at TLT, boom, we made another high today. Again, maybe tomorrow we get a pullback. Who knows what's going to happen? CPI could come in worse than expected, better than expected. I don't know how the market's going to react, but again, I'm prepared for anything. All right, so I think that kind of wraps things up here as per usual. Actually, let's talk about oil. So oil had a big meltdown day today, right? So I think oil is extending this fifth wave. I think we need a larger counter trend rally here in oil, possibly a bounce to finish this low here. I think we've kind of marked the low finally in wave 4, 45-minute cycle as well. You haven't really erased divergence. Maybe on the 45-minute you did, yeah. But again, we're not looking at the 45-minute cycle right now. We're looking at the 4-hour, and then the daily. The daily should be finding a nice little low here in a wave 3, and we should be bouncing back up in a 4, and then one more fifth wave low. Let's see. Dow Jones. So let me see what the Dow Jones is doing. Yeah, Dow Jones has been chopping about here, chopping out between 41,000 and 40,500. It's in an area of resistance, right? This area here is tough. And tonight we got the debate between Trump and Kamala again. I don't want to talk about that too much, but that's gonna have an impact on the markets, right? For sure. I think it's already having an impact on the markets. The S&P is down 30 basis points right now, 40 basis points on the Nasdaq. Let's see what's going on. Do we got the Nikkei melting down? Is that what's happening? Is the reverse carry trade starting to take effect? All right, there we go. USD JPY. Has the pair made a lower low? Oh, I think it is. Is it? Is it going for it today? I think it is. If it does do this, then yeah, tomorrow's probably going to be a down day in the markets. But if it can hold this pivot, then this is a great, possibly low risk, high reward, longing opportunity. Again, I don't think this is what. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. My time frame is too small. Okay, so we need to break this pivot down here. The USD JPY pair needs to break this pivot, which could be happening on the video right now. I'm gonna stay on, continue to record. Oh wow, here we go. It's going for it. Oh, is smart money buying the dip? I don't think so. Whoa, shaky. It's a shaky road ahead right now. Yeah, I think it may just bounce back up for tomorrow, but we'll see. Daily looks rough. Daily does not look bullish. Looks like it wants to extend lower, to be honest. Yeah, weekly looks rough too. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm not gonna stay here for this. Have a wonderful evening, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next update tomorrow.